The Magic Faraway Tree by Enid Blyton. Chapter 18. A Surprising Visitor. The children's mother was astonished to see Moonface and Saucepan arriving at the cottage with the children. "Mother, can they stay the night?" asked Joe. "Yes, they've been so good to us in lots of ways, and they don't want to go back to the tree tonight because somebody's waiting there to scold them," said Beth. "Oh, dear me," said Mother, even more surprised. "Well, yes, they can stay. OK, Joe, you and Rick must sleep downstairs on the sofa. If they'd like to help in the garden for a day or two, they can even stay longer." "Oh," said Moonface, pleased. "That would be fine. I'm sure what's-his-name will have forgotten about the scolding and wanting to scolding us if we can stay for a few days. Oh, thank you very much. We will help all we can." "Would you like one of my special kettles?" asked Saucepan gratefully. "Or perhaps you'd like a big saucepan for cooking soup bones?" "Oh, thank you," said Mother, smiling, for the old saucepan was a really funny sight, covered with his usual pots and pans and kettles. "Well, actually, do you know, I could do with a strong little kettle, but hang on, let me pay you." No. "Certainly not, madam," said Saucepan, hearing quite well for a change. "I shall be only too pleased to present you with anything you like in the way of kettles or saucepans." He gave Mother a little kettle and a good strong saucepan, and she was very pleased. Moonface looked on, wondering what he could give her too. He put his hand in his pocket and felt around a bit. Then he brought out a bag and offered it to the children's mother. "Have a toffee?" he asked. Mother took a piece. The children stared at her, knowing that it was a piece of toffee shock. Oh, poor Mother! The toffee grew bigger and bigger and bigger in her mouth as she sucked it, and she looked more and more surprised. At last, when she felt that it was just as big as her whole mouth, it exploded into nothing at all. The children squealed with laughter. "Oh, Mother, that was a toffee shock," said Joe, giggling. "Would you like to try a pop cake or maybe a Google bun?" "No, thank you," said Mother at once. "The toffee shock tasted delicious, but it did give me a shock." Oh, it was fun having Moonface and Saucepan staying with them in their cottage for a few days. The children loved it. Moonface was very, very good in the garden because he dug and cleared away rubbish twice as fast as anyone else. The old saucepan wasn't quite so good because he suddenly went deaf again and didn't understand what was said to him. So he did rather peculiar things. For instance, when Mother said, "Saucepan, fetch me some carrots, will you?" he thought she asked for sparrows, and he spent the whole morning trying to catch them. Then he went into the kitchen looking very serious. "I can't bring you any sparrows," he said. Mother stared at him. "I don't want sparrows." "But you asked me for some," said Saucepan in surprise. "Indeed I didn't," said Mother. "What do you think I want sparrows for? To make porridge with?" When Saucepan and Moonface had been at the children's cottage for 2 or 3 days, Silkie came in a great state of anxiety. She knocked at the door, and Joe opened it. "Oh, Joe, have you still got Moonface and Saucepan here?" she asked. "Well, tell them they must come back to the tree at once." "Gosh," said Joe, "what's happened?" Everyone crowded to the door to hear what Silkie had to say. "Well, you know the old woman who lives in a shoe, don't you?" said Silkie. "Her land has come to the top of the tree, and the old woman came down the ladder through the cloud to see Dame Washalot, who is an old friend of hers. And when she saw Moonface's house empty, she said that she was going to live there. Oh, she said she was tired of looking after her pack of naughty children." "Oh, no," said Moonface, looking very depressed. "Oh, I don't like that old woman. She gives her children soup without any bread, and she punishes them and sends them to bed when they're only a little bit naughty. Oh, couldn't you tell her that that house in the tree is mine and I'm coming back to it?" "Well,
I did tell her that, silly, said Silkie. But do you think she took any notice of me? Not a bit. She just said in a kind of horrid voice, little girls should be seen and not heard. And then she went into your house, Moonface, and she began to shake all the rugs.
Well, said Moonface's temper rising, well, to think of somebody shaking my rugs. I hope she falls down the slippery slip.
Oh, she won't, said Silkie. She peered down it and said, Ha! A coal hole, I suppose. How stupid. I shall have to board it up and have every single nail put in it too.
Well, I never, cried Moonface, his big round face getting redder and redder, nailing up my slippery slip. Just wait till I tell her a few things. Oh, I'm going this very minute. Yes, and I'll come with you, said Saucepan. Are you coming too, children? Mother, Saucepan and Moonface have got to go back home, said Joe. Mother, he realised, was in another room, so he called out, Mother, can we go with Saucepan and Moonface? They've got to go. Can we go with them for a little while? We won't be long. Oh, very well, called back Mother. Moonface and Saucepan went to say goodbye to her and thank her for having them. Then they and the 4 children and Silkie sped off to the enchanted wood. Oh, I'll tell that old woman a few things, cried Moonface as he stomped. I'll teach her to shake my rugs. Does she think she's going to live in my dear little round house? Where does she think I'm going to live? In her shoe, I suppose. The children couldn't help feeling rather excited as they ran to the tree. They climbed up it quickly and at last came to Moonface's door. Oh, my gosh, it was shut. Moonface braced his fist and banged on it so that the door shook. The door flew open and a cross-faced old woman glared out. She glared at them all. Do you want to break my door down? She cried. It isn't your door, shouted Moonface. It's my door. Well, I've taken this house now, said the old woman. I'm tired of all those naughty children and I don't want to live in a shoe anymore. I'm going to live by myself and have a good time. Dame Washalot is an old friend of mine and she and I will have lots of chats about old times. She slammed the door in their faces. Moonface peered in at the window. Oh, he groaned. She's nailed up the slippery slip, he said. She's put my bed across the board that she's nailed there. Oh, whatever am I going to do? Oh, well, I'll see if I can do something, said the old Saucepan Man unexpectedly. You're a good friend of mine, Moonface, and I'd like to do something for you. Saucepan began to clash his pans together and make a dreadful noise. He shouted at the top of his voice, Come out, you naughty old woman! Come out and let Moonface have his house! Your children are hungry! Now he was making such a tremendous noise that he didn't notice old Dame Washalot coming up the tree looking like thunder. She glared at the little company outside Moonface's house. She was a short-sighted woman, and she didn't see who they were. She thought that they were 7 of the old woman's children who had come down from the land above and were making themselves a nuisance. Oh, I'll teach you to shout and scream, said Dame Washalot in a fierce voice, and before anyone quite knew what was happening, they were all picked up one by one in Dame Washalot's strong arms and flung through the hole in the cloud into the land of the old woman who lived in a shoe. And there they were, in a new and strange land again. Out of breath and very bewildered, they stared round in surprise. And that is the end of that chapter. Oh, giddy figs, not again. They've gone up the tree and now... They didn't even plan to go up the tree, did they? They had no choice. They've been thrown up there into the land of the old woman who had a shoe. I think I know that story. I think it was about an old woman who lived in a shoe and she had lots of very, very naughty children and not much to eat. I wonder what will happen. What do you think's going to happen now? Will Moonface ever get his house back? And what's going to happen whilst they're in the land? We'll find out in the next chapter. Bye-bye.